Hello everyone, my name is Flash Notion, and today is the start of a brand new reaction series on my channel. This feels weird. Like, not this series, but like, what I'm doing right now. Like, for some reason, everything just feels off right now with the recording, so I don't know. This is gonna be a bit of a weird one. But, yeah, it's very unfortunate that this is the first episode of the series, because that means that, you know, the people out there that are new, who are just coming to this channel, are going to be not getting necessarily the proper experience. I don't know. Maybe it's only on my end. I mean, I usually just ramble a little bit, so yeah. But today we're starting a new series, and it's a pretty like high profile series. Yeah. Konosuba, I believe is how it's pronounced. And it has a subtitle, but I'm never gonna fucking say the subtitle because it's a long one. But yeah, Konosuba. So this is an isekai, I believe. And I know that there's a bunch of different like girls. It's somewhere between being a little bit of playing into the whole harem aspect of a lot of isekai, but also like I think this might have been one of the ones that codified that trope, but also like it parodies it a little bit. I'm not entirely sure, but like I know there's a bunch of different girls. Let's see. I think there are 3 that I actually know of. So there's the main one that's like a blue-haired ditzy goddess named Aqua, I believe. Then there's one that it wears a red outfit. She's based around fire. I think her name is Megumin. And I believe one with yellow blonde hair, whatever, named Darkness, and I think she's a masochist, or a sadist, one or the other. And then I don't know. I think there might be a couple more girls, but like whatever. And the main character has a habit of stealing underwear. That's what I know about this series. I don't know anything about like an actual plot. I'm guessing because it's an isekai, there's going to be like a demon lord they have to defeat, because there's always a fucking demon lord. Yeah. You know, it's supposed to be a comedy series, so I'm expecting to laugh. If I don't laugh, I'm gonna be a bit disappointed. Yeah. Freaking hangnail. Yeah, no. I think that's about it. I'm pretty sure that's about it. I don't think there's anything else I'm forgetting. So yeah, it's as usual, we will switch over the viewpoint and get ready to leave YouTube. For those of you who are new to this, yes, the actual reaction is not hosted on YouTube because copyright bullshit. So link down in the description, but so that way, you know, if you're not paying attention, if you're just listening, you know. But yeah, we will begin the actual... The fuck was going on with my model mouth? The actual reaction part of this recording shall begin in... Oh shit, something just went wrong. Shit. I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh crap, what's it gonna come up with? Yep, there it goes. Okay. Why did it come up with Microsoft Edge? What the fuck? Okay. Let's try that again. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and play. Okay. So that was the first episode. Yeah, I was planning on doing two originally, but then I saw how short the series actually is. I was expecting like 20 something episode seasons, and it's not. So I made the choice to go back to one episode, and like, yeah, I'm okay with that. Kind of feels like it's gonna be a bit more episodic of a show. Like obviously they have a goal that they're working towards, but like in terms of how much continuity there is, at least at first, it's not going to be very heavy. That's probably going to change, at least towards the end of season one, and probably a lot more in season two. But for now, it's fine. Yeah, Kazuma. He's he's not a great guy. Like, honestly. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm gonna go back and find that part where it had like a whole thing to read. Where was it? A little bit before here. There. Okay. About here? There it is. Okay. Okay. Because the process of installing the ability to speak the parallel world's language to the one who wishes to be reincarnated there, henceforth referred to as reincarnated, requires instantaneous overloading of the hippocampus and cerebral cortex. Reincarnated brain may, in rare cases, lose certain faculties, go poof. Should this occur, according to the contract, reincarnated may not hold those responsible for his reincarnation accountable. Oh. So he might have turned into a brain dead person on arrival. That's actually kind of fucked up. Oh wow! I wonder if there's any like any fanfics that show Kazuma reverting, like being turned brain dead on arrival, and Aqua then having to take care of him. Like, it doesn't sound like a great setup in the long run, but, like, for maybe, like, a one-shot comedy or something. Or maybe just a tragedy, actually, because that would be pretty sad. She'd be stuck there. And that's, of course, if she actually decided to take care of him, which, yeah, she really didn't. So, yeah. Wow, my voice sounds really different when I take the headphones out. First episode, I'm spotting a glaring, maybe temporary problem, which is that both Aqua and Kazuma are kind of hard to root for as far as characters go. Like, they're both kind of awful. Like, he planned on taking advantage of a goddess, and she laughed at his death. Like, that's fucked up. Comedy series or not, you can't have your main characters be assholes and expect people to root for them forever. You gotta humanize them after a while. So I really hope, and by after a while, I mean relatively quickly. Yeah, it's like, as I understand it, it's easy to write for people who are assholes because they're always digging into each other and saying things that are funny to people on the outside to an extent. But, like, if you want your series to be more than just that, it takes some effort. And right now they're not doing that very much. Little hints of it, but not too much. Yeah. Also, like, this episode, full of the standard tropes of isekai stuff. At the very least, you know, they don't have like a whole stat screen you can bring out. They actually have a mechanism in universe that that does it with the little card reader thing. Which, you know, that's actually fairly unique compared to a lot of other isekais. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, they were working construction for a little bit. I worked construction for a little bit. It's a hard job, you know. Especially, you know, at that point, like they're having to do everything by hand. They got no real machines with which to do things, you know, saws and drills and stuff. It's all going to be hammer, nail, handsaw, cranking things. Like, yeah, that's going to be hard work. And apparently he was carrying sackfuls of rocks. Like, geez. I mean, a bundle of modern shingles weighs about 30, 40 pounds upwards of that, at least. Some of them weigh, like, I think up to 80 pounds. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, 30 pounds. What the hell was I thinking? It's been too long since I was actually carrying bundles of shingles. 40 pounds is, like, the minimum. I think most of them weigh, like, 60 to 80 pounds. They're heavy. And take real effort to lift and hoist over your shoulder and carry up onto a roof. My back hurts just thinking about it, but, like, I miss that. I do. I really do. I miss the work. Don't miss the company. Miss the work. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, you know, given my current situation, the opening there, you know, I get where he's coming from. I don't, like, yeah, leave it. I want to leave the house. I have no reason to. Like, aside from getting groceries. I can't afford to go get video games or anything like that. Can't really, afford a lot of things. Don't have transportation to go to, like, museums or anything, and that would be something I would want to do, but, like, the world is hostile to people without money. Yeah. Anyway, there was one other thing. Oh, right. The obvious discussion point here is like, well, if you were in Cosmo's situation and you died and told you could be reincarnated, or like, well, not really reincarnated, but like transferred to another world, and you get to take any one thing with you, like, what would you pick? You know? A lot of people would probably pick something that's comforting to them. Maybe like I don't know, a stuffed animal, a blanket, you know, something like that that's familiar and a piece of home. But I think that's just asking for, like, that's just asking for you to be unsatisfied with your new life, and you always going to be pining for where you started instead of living. You know, some people might take, like, well, I guess you couldn't take a video game console or anything like that. Like, there'd be no way to use it. Maybe you might be able to get away with, like, your cell phone, and, like, you can have pictures and the apps that are loaded onto it, but, like, there'd be no internet. You'd have to build your own way to charge it or figure out a way to do it with magic, and magic and technology usually don't mix very well. I guess maybe I'd take a laptop, but like a not the one I currently own, but like a super high-tech advanced one. But I don't know. I guess that also would maybe be asking for too much. Like, would that count as one thing? Because, like, if it did count as even if it did count as only one thing, like, it wouldn't come preloaded with anything useful. Most of them don't have, like, you know, Microsoft Word and whatnot that's fully unlocked to start. Yeah, I don't know. Like, you really can't take anything too modern. You definitely could take a gun, though. Like, take a gun and save the gun for when you meet the demon king there. Like, you can't go wasting bullets on. Oh, that's a good point. If you're only taking one object, maybe you. I guess you'd have to specify a loaded gun. Because otherwise, yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, and that's assuming that that's within the rules, apparently. Let's see. Okay, so if not a gun, then what could I take? Thinking about what their situation is, you get no starting gear, no money, or anything like that, which that's probably why none of the other candidates have succeeded, is because they just dumped them there with nothing. One magical artifact or something like that isn't going to be that much help. Um, you know, so like, in thinking about it, I mean, transportation is always an issue, but like, apparently not in this world. You can just hitch rides with wagons or something. So like, the money thing is going to be the biggest. So what's a way that you could earn money using one object? Something that you could sell. I mean, getting a job there doesn't necessarily seem that bad, but it's always going to be backbreaking, crushing labor, and it's going to be very difficult to do, and it's going to leave you exhausted. You know, you'll get some muscles, but like it'll take time, long time, and I mean the goal probably should be to speed run this whole thing, so that way you could get to living a normal life afterwards. So like, yeah, getting a job and doing things the normal way probably isn't gonna be that effective. Trying to think, like, the easy. My mind just keeps going to food, and I think that's because I'm hungry. But like, maybe, yeah, maybe like some kind of modern cooking device or something to make making food really super easy and make it so that you can, astound people with your cooking and sell it to them for exorbitant prices. Like, nah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm not sure what you would take, though, because most stuff runs on electricity. Hmm. Yeah, that is the problem. Living in a modern world, it's hard to think outside of that. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could always specify you want like a magically powered thing. That could. Ooh. Yeah, that's true. If you can any one thing, you can specify whatever details you want about it, pretty much, can't you? Huh. Huh. I mean, in that case, I think I'm gonna cheat a little bit there then. You know, because in that case, what would be the most useful thing? The most useful thing would be getting whatever you want, which, in this other world would require the ability to control people. So maybe like a magical hypnotist watch thing, and you use that to just like tell people to be like, hey, you go up to people and are like, hey, give me your money, and you use the watch, and they just give you the money, and then you go on your way. Like, I don't know if that would be against the rules that the goddesses said there were, but like, that would certainly make things a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, you find the richest dude in town, you tell him, hey, give me money, and then you go out and you know, use the money to get stuff that you want without actually... Easier way. How didn't I think of that? Far easier and a lot less questionable. A fucking money purse that never empties. That's like the best possible thing. Like, you know, in a backwards world like that, where they don't have computers and whatnot to keep track of how much money is worth, you know, having physical gold coins, you know, a purse that never empties, or at least that always refills itself, like, that would just be the best thing. That's totally what I would go for. That would be so easy. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. That's what I would pick. It'd be so lonely there, but like, yeah, you could totally just reinvent yourself as whatever. I think, you know, given that object, I think my story would be that, like, I'm the son of a merchant from a faraway land, who has come to be, like, yeah, an adventurer, a warrior, whatever. I'm in need of housing. I'm in need of training. That sort of thing. I suppose I don't even have to be from a far-off land. I could just say that, like, so yeah, my merchant dad just fucking died suddenly, and now I'm gonna take the inheritance and go off and be a warrior. Ooh, I could even say that that my parents were killed by the Demon King, and that way I could have a cover story there, where it's like, well, why do you want this? It's because I'm after revenge, you know? Like, why don't you sound too broken up about it? Well, I'm mainly only doing the revenge thing out of duty. My parents were terrible people. There's a lot of ways you could spin it. But yeah. Infinite Coin Purse seems like the best possible magical artifact you could take with you. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. The actual show itself, you know, pretty funny. You know, it's the first episode. The humor's a little bit shallow and kind of mean-spirited, but it can evolve, it can grow. It has some interesting ideas, but overall is very tropey. But it is just beginning, so we'll see how long that takes. I can't say I'm like too excited for the series right now, but for now, it's fine. It's got my attention, at least. But, yeah. I think that's going to be it for this time. I don't really have too much else to talk about with it, because we didn't introduce any of the other characters yet, so, yeah. Yeah. I'll see you guys, Okay, if I've done my maths correctly, the next video will be an episode of My Hero Academia. So after that will be episode 2. Alright? Alright. See you later!